Border Patrol agents in the Yuma Sector arrested 52 people, undocumented immigrants, in a sting called Operation Checkmate.
36 of them booked last month were driving semi-trucks. Our Karina Bazarte spoke with agents who tell us they will all be processed and then deported. Karina.
Border Patrol tells me 29 of those drivers who were arrested during the operation had commercial driver's license issued in states like California, New York, Washington, and Virginia. 3 of those did not have driver's license at all. Border Patrol tells me they frequently arrest commercial unlicensed drivers across Arizona, specifically along freeways and roads entering Maricopa County.
We were enforcing immigration law, which is what we do in specific areas, leading in and out of Arizona.
Some of the drivers arrested, according to CBP, had employment authorization documents obtained during the Biden administration and were no longer valid. Arizona Senator Frank Carroll has been pushing a bill that would bar anyone in the state illegally from operating commercial vehicles in Arizona.
That is in the House right now. We're waiting for it to complete its process there. We're not done with our session, so there's still time.
The proposal will allow law enforcement to require proof of lawful presence during a stop and to impound a truck if a driver can show legal status. Carroll tells me some of his main concerns with who is behind the wheel of those large vehicles is road safety, liability, and language barrier. He says he's trying to stop a pattern of deadly accidents involving undocumented immigrants driving commercial vehicles. We reached out to the president and CEO of the Arizona Trucking Association for comment. He provided us a statement that says, in part, the safety of Arizona's highways depends on every commercial driver being fully qualified, properly licensed, and able to communicate in English with law enforcement and the traveling public. And Senator Carroll's bill is moving forward. At the same time, President Trump is cracking down on undocumented truck drivers, leading to 200,000 immigrants losing their driver's license earlier this year. Reporting in Yuma, Karina Bazarte for Arizona's Family.